is changing the narrative one episode at a time.
Hello. Welcome. You are now listening to the Narrator podcast. I'm your host, Ozzy Allen. Welcome all my narrators. Welcome everybody new that's unfamiliar with my podcast. Welcome all new people. Good to have you this evening. Hope you had a fantastic day so far. Well, it is Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday, hump day. We made it over the hump. So, I almost got this week walk down and, ready for the weekend. So, my narrators, they already know what my platform is and what it's all about. So, before I dive into the content, let me quickly brief all the new listeners about my platform, my podcast, and, basically what I do on here. So, first, for starters, let's start with the name, the narrative. When I first started this podcast, I basically didn't like the narrative used to portray original people and original culture used by the mainstream media. They always seem to depict us in a negative light and just show us at our absolute worst and in ultra rare form all the time. So what I want to do is I want to create a platform where basically I'm flipping the narrative and showcasing and highlighting us at our best and basically sharing stories about empowerment, upliftment, and being an impactful instead of always, being portrayed as, criminals, financially destitute, disenfranchised, just par norm, what we're always being shown as and depicted as in the media. It's intentionally done. It's psychological warfare at its best, the way we're portrayed. They do this intentionally. They do it mainly to, sell news, but then also control the minds of the masses by, making us look a certain way. So they want to control people outside of our culture. They want to unveil us to the world, basically misrepresent us intentionally to, push their agenda. And their agenda is basically, to basically just keep us downtrodden and oppressed and, without resources and tangibles to sustain ourselves. They basically want to, keep all the people on top that's on top and keep us out, basically. So they use propaganda and they promote and perpetuate negative stereotypes within our community. They reward buffoonish behavior. They reward stereotypical behavior, incentivize it, to be more stereotypical, and they basically shun, our true nature about who we truly are, and underplay intelligence and finances and family structure, leadership and entrepreneurship. They kind of underplay that, but play up violence in our community. They play up, us going back and forth with each other. Those are the things they play up. So basically, I want to create a platform where I'm celebrating and you know, promoting excellence. So that's what I do on my platform. I share positive frames of reference about our people and our culture. The ultimate takeaway I want my listeners to get from my content is how important it is to share positive content online, because basically, what you're posting online is a representation of you. It's your carbon footprint. We live in a digital age, so people judge you based on what you're posting online. So just imagine if you're always posting gang culture, drug culture, thought culture. Not only is they associate that as a representation of you with your personal thoughts and beliefs and value systems, they equate that to us as a people. So you have to be very careful about what you post online. Like, you're a grown man, you're a grown woman, it's your platform, you can post whatever you like. But just know it comes at a consequence, and the consequence is, people are going to judge you, and not only just you, you as an original man or original woman. So that's the ultimate takeaway I want people to understand about, sharing positive content on our platform, on your platforms. Like, my goal is just basically to edify, empower, impact, and uplift our culture. And that should be your goal as well. That's why I call my listening audience my narrators. Like, we all are content creators with these handheld devices. We all post content. So we all have the power to change the narrative. So, yeah, that's basically what my podcast is in a nutshell. I got a little long-winded. Another goal is to also keep my broadcast as brief as possible. This is a live broadcast feed, and what I do on my lives is I basically share positive frames of reference, positive articles that I come across, and then after I'm done sharing the articles, I deliver some commentary. Uh, I also do a normal broadcast, which goes much longer. So ideally, I try not to never exceed an hour. My podcast on my normal, broadcasting day is broken down into sections. Each section has a speaking point. And the reason why is to help me be more time conscientious. When I first started podcasting, I just used to hit record and just go in and just start talking, bouncing from subject to subject, no clear starting point, no clear ending point. And when I was doing that, I didn't really have listeners. I wasn't engaging an audience. So, I took a step back and examined my content, and I decided to, break it up into sections to make it more palatable and digestible, and, flow more nicely and be more cohesive and just easier to follow. So, I broke it down into sections, and it seemed to work. And then I noticed when I just, shot straight to the meat and try to keep it short and sweet and just get to what I'm trying to say, my audience grew, and it's continuing to grow. So, like, I'm almost 200 episodes in now. Been doing this for a little bit, but I try to keep these broadcasts nice, short, and sweet, so it'll resonate with you. Easy to follow, easy to digest, and refer to at later times. So yeah, before I dive into this content, one small thing. I'm broadcasting live, but when I share it back on other platforms and download this episode and our previously recorded episodes of the Narrator podcast. Oh yeah, I think I glazed over something. So I know you heard me say original quite a bit. I also refer to our people, black people, as original on my platform. And the reason why I did it, basically how the English language is set up in the dictionary. The powers that be have, defiled the word black. It once meant something, positive, but they flipped it and made it something negative. Like, most all of our culture, they've done, with all of our culture. If you go in any dictionary or thesaurus and look up the word black, you will see, negative connotation surrounding the word black. It's also the only word in the dictionary that denotes or hints at origin. So they got all these negative nouns, pronouns, adjectives, and example sentence describing the word black in a negative sense. But before they go into all those, they start off by saying, black, indigenous people, native, or like indigenous to Africa, black, and then they go, give you examples of the word black, black night, gloomy, depressed. Black is also linked with death and dying. Black is also, symbolizes the end of all things. Like you're blacking out. Fade to black, you know what I mean? So basically they just made black mean something negative. And, if you look at it, fast forward to modern day and look at us as a people here in America and abroad, the ramifications of saying the word black in our culture, like all the death, the destruction, and the chaos. And it's essentially like, we're releasing like bad energy by saying it, or like casting some type of dark spell over ourselves by saying the word black, because these colonizers took and defiled the word and just ingrained it into our subconsciouses to, mean something negative, when in reality, in early civilizations, it meant something positive. There were several tribes and several ancient tongues, where black just meant the opposite, and it meant something noble and grand and powerful. But like I said, they took and made it something negative. So to combat that, I think it's more befitting to refer to our people as original, because original, there's no negative connotation surrounding the word original, and it's more accurate, in my opinion, because we were and are the original man and the original woman on this planet. Everything, we originated everything. All modern day conveniences was derived from us. We was originally located on every corner of the globe you can think of. We originated science, we originated mathematics, we originated, written language, spoken language. We originated paper. We originated pretty much everything you could think of. We originated modern medicine. We originated alchemy. We originated biology, philosophy, um, you know, botany, um, astrology, you name it. We originated it. So we was original inventors. We was the original journeymen. We was original philosophers. We originated religion. We originated, spirituality. So anything you can think of, we originated it. So that's why I always refer to us, our people, as original on my platform, and I try to insert original as often as possible in reference to us. So if that clears up the original part for you. Um, yeah. So before I dive into this content, one more small little detour or a couple little things I want to address. First of all, as you know, February is Black History Month, and so during this podcast, what I normally do is I go into my content, which is the articles on the live broadcast, and then I break down my normal format for a full broadcast day of my podcast, what to look forward to, and then I dive into my commentary. But today I'm going to insert a Black History fact before I dive into the content. Um, because it's Black History Month. So to kick it off, it's only 28 days. So that's what I'll be doing on my live broadcast and on my normal broadcast and commemorate, Black History Month. Um, so let's talk about it. Black History Month really originally was Negro History Week. It was a week-long celebration, and its origins were basically it originated on a HBCU campus. It was like a Negro History Week, and then I believe it was Gerald Ford that made it an actual month celebration. It went through a couple little, transitions before it became an actual month, before it actually got recognized as the actual month. You can do your Googles on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it started. But anyway, when in reality, 30 days isn't even really enough to, celebrate all our accomplishments and all our achievements and all our contributions we made to this country and the world. Because like I said, we're the original men and the original woman. We pretty much mothered and fathered civilization. So like 30 days ain't even long enough. 28, 29 days damn sure ain't enough. So, Black history in most states starts around the 20th, 21st, kickoff celebrations, around the world, around the U.S. typically start this week. I think nationally it's going to go to the first week of March. But yeah. But no further ado, on to my Black History fact. Oh, geez, I just lost it. Okay. So my black history flag is Allensworth. So it was an all black town called Allensworth in California, established by a black person for blacks. So it was like the precursor to many more towns and many more all black movements. But yeah, it was founded by Colonel Allensworth in the historic park, Allensworth, California. Um, It's founded in 1908 by a group of men led by Colonel Allen Allensworth. Allensworth was a slave in Louisville, Kentucky in 1842, and then he became the highest ranking black officer in the U.S. Army in 1906. He was also in the Civil War as a young boy. Then from 1863 to 1865, Allensworth served in the U.S. Navy. Then he got married in 1877 to Josephine Allensworth. Um, I'm just trying to get to how we started the township. Yeah, so I got it pulled up, and I'm just kind of skimming, trying to get right to how we started the township. Okay, it says, uh, a few years in 1906, him and his wife moved to Pasadena, California, and they wanted to be teachers. Um, but he lacked the experience to be a teacher, and he met Allensworth. And then once they had the meeting of the minds, they decided to start their own race colony for improvement of black people across the nation. And so the second person to join was somebody named William H. Peck, an AME minister in Los Angeles, along with J.W. Palmer, a Nevada miner, and Harry Mitchell, a Los Angeles realtor. Then they went and selected a location. Together they created California Colonization and Home Promoting Association, and soon thereafter filed a township site legal plan on August 3rd, 1908, to form the connection of Los Angeles to San Francisco on the Santa Fe Railroad. The town's name was changed that same year to Allensworth to honor the most prominent founder. So there you have it. I gave you the streamlined version. It's of course much more complex than that, but that's my Black History fact for this broadcast. I have another one next week for you. And then one more teeny tiny thing. I know you keep on saying, dang, when you going to get to the content, you keep on saying one more thing. But I do have one more tiny thing that I want to address. Something that happened earlier in the week. I know you all may or may not be familiar with her, but Judge Lynn Tover She recently lost her husband. She shared it in an Instagram post. Um, I'm not going to read the exact quotes, but she just let the world know that she lost her husband. And if you know anything, if you're any type of fan about Judge Lynn, then her husband was her, Big E was her world. That's what she referred to her husband. That was like their pet nickname for him or something like Big E. That's what she called him. So she lost her Big E, shared it with the world. Amazing lady, very strong. I find her to be very genuine. So she was on like a divorce court and a marriage boot camp, and so this is going to be really tough for her. So they met like in the '80s, pretty much, you know, childhood sweeties as a young lady, very young lady, and up until now, and like that type of love don't really exist anymore. So yeah. Send a love, light, healing energy to Judge Lynn Toker and her family, his family going through it right now. So belated condolences, because like I said, he passed away earlier this week. Give a moment of silence and on to the content. All right, now officially diving into the content. Um, so I'm sharing articles. The reason why I share the articles is to provide positive frames of reference about our culture. So, on my random live feeds, I kind of let them try to, accumulate. I try to share at least 4 to 5 articles that come across my feed that I feel are noteworthy, something that you can, you know, get inspired by and motivated by. Because again, the purpose of my platform is, to uplift and edify our people and our culture. So I'll never do the gossip, and I never, do the mudslinging and the name calling. I don't, indulge, promote, or engage in it in any type of way. What I do on my platform, if, a brother or a sister that has a polarizing platform is, doing or saying something that got us all looking and sounding crazy, I might address it like that. But again, never no name calling, never no, slandering, put downs, and dragging people through the mud and gossiping. We got enough of that. I don't do the gossip on my platform. I just, I try to promote, edify, and uplift. All right, so first article for this evening, the headline reads, young black traders who made $5 million in 1 year gave away 1 million to struggling families. And it's a story of 29-year-old let's see, what is his brother's name? Francis Kaway and 32-year-old Jeru Graham. Jehu, I'm guessing it's Jehu, his first name. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it correctly. Jehu. So basically, what they're doing, they're stock market, investors. They got basically financial consultants, like stock market exchange brokers, I guess, if that's the proper term for them. What they've done is they created some software that actually analyzes the stock market and predicts winners, like, based on analysis and based on data. It compiles data and, gives you the best scenario to, invest in, like what it look like. So that's, remarkable within itself. But anyway, the giving back is what, drew me in. So that was their intent to not only provide financial literacy to our people, something that we desperately need, but they want to give back. They want to help less fortunate families by giving them cash money. So I don't know about you. I think, like, the intention is there with those big paper checks, but like that's kind of degrading in a sense when people, they surprise these celebrities. They pop up on people with these big cardboard novelty checks, and it's like, dang, they're happy that they, presenting them with a check, but then at the same time they embarrassed because the camera's right there, and they're in a bad way. But these young gentlemen, they coming with the cash money, as you need it ASAP. If you down bad, you need that cash. So they coming up with cash money for families. They raised $20,000 in 30 days and gave it all away in cash to local single mothers and struggling families. Now their overall goal is to go national and give away $1 million to struggling families. They also created a live Zoom community. That's how they got their that built momentum for their project. So their invention is called cheat code. I kind of grazed over that. That's the name of the software that predicts the stocks. They also partnered with Gilly the Kid and Wallow to do the charity, the fundraising drive in Jersey. So yeah, that's it for that article. So we're gonna give it up to Brother Francis and Brother Jehu, and the cheat code algo. I think that's the name of it, cheat code algo. But give it up to them and their invention and their notable contribution to the community. Appreciate y'all, brothers, and give them a warm narrative. Round of applause for Francis and Jehu. All right, second article. Flight attendant decides to chase her dreams and become an airline pilot. And the sister's name is, she is She is from Zimbabwe. So if I get her last name incorrect, my bad. So her name is Precious Sabalo, Sibalo. She started, out as a waitress and a flight attendant. She moved from Zimbabwe to South Africa. That's where she got the work from. She started out, like I said, as a waitress, waiting tables, and then later on graduated, changed her interest to being a flight attendant because she wanted to be, a pilot, and She was basically revered in her field as a waitress. People found her very polite. Got a lot of tips as a waitress. Later on when she transitioned into a flight attendant, people, she would often express her interest in flying the plane, and people would try to talk her out of it, and wanted to steer her into telling her, be a model because she was so pretty, and she really was pretty. Like in the article that I seen, they showed a picture of her, so she could have really been a model, but she went to fly. And again, the reason why she went to fly, because, she liked airplanes, but she didn't see any women. So she wanted her fair shot, and turned her dream into a reality. She is now a pilot. So we're going to give it up for Mrs. Precious S. I'm going to just say Precious S, because I don't want to keep on butchering her last name. So, Sister Precious, warm narrative podcast round of applause for her. Clap it up. Now, next article. Headline reads, Black-owned farmer-operated grocery store. Yeah, that's what the headline said, the Black-owned farmer-operated grocery. It said first Black-owned farmer-operated grocery store. And the proprietors are Ivy Lawrence Walls and Jeremy Peacher, two former farmers from Houston, Texas. And they opened a grocery store called Fresh House Groceries, and house is spelled Houswse, I guess for marketing purposes. I don't know why they chose to spell it like that, but that's how it's spelled. And their goal is to provide locally sourced produce to the community. They started planning in October 2010 in Sunnyside. They thought it was a perfect location. They wanted to capture the essence of the businesses that were located in Callan Boulevard, known in Texas as Black Wall Street, in that region. So this one was super duper short and to the point. You can follow their stories. You can do your Google and follow the stories if you want a more in-depth interview, because I definitely like to share, how did they come up with the idea, where did they come up with the funding. I didn't really find any of that. I could have found it, but I just did the article. I didn't, do that. I usually do. I just didn't do that this time. But you're more than welcome to research if you're that curious. I probably will later on, because I do want to know, how they got their funding and, why that location and, what sparked the idea and all that. But anyway, give it up to Ivy Lawrence Walls and Jeremy Peachers and the Fresh House Grocery. I think that's about it. I believe that's it. I might have one more. Let's see. Yeah, I got one more. So my last article this evening I will be sharing. Headline reads, First Black-owned electric vehicle charging startup. Spark and Charge raised $3 million Let me just punch up because I didn't really get the brother's name that started it. I'm live, y'all. Joshua Aviv. They just had his last name in the article for some odd reason. They just said Aviv. But he basically pitched his idea on Shark Tank. His investors were Mark Cuban, uh, Tel Venture, um, and Pusha T. Pusha T and Lori Greer. Lori Greer invested $1 million into the idea. Didn't say how much Mark Cuban invested, but you know, that's pretty epic. Those electric cars are revolutionary. We're going to be seeing lots more of those in the near future. Computers are taking over. Robotics is definitely taking over. We want like cleaner burning energy. So if you notice, like a whole lot of public transportation are switching to electric. So like buses, like all over the nation is like switching to electric. So electric is going to be a whole thing in the near future. So that he just had that keen insight to invent something like that. I mean, because people's going to have to charge their cars up. They're going to have to charge their cars up. They're going to have to charge their buses up. And motorcycles. Electricity is the wave of the future. That's all I was really getting at. So we're going to clap it up for Brother Joshua, and spark charge. I know why it just took me so long to say it. But yeah, that'll conclude that segment with the articles. I'm going to give a warm narrative round of applause for, keep on forgetting his name, Joshua Aviv and Spark Charge. All right. So now that I'm done with the articles, I'll just briefly, walk you guys through my normal broadcasting day for the Narrator podcast. So, like as I said, I have my podcast broken down into sections. Each section has a speaking points. My overall objective is to not exceed 1 hour. So I'm giving you like a whole bunch of things to, resonate with you, to provide you positive frames of reference about original people and original culture. So just giving you a whole lot of stuff, content to reflect upon and think about. So my first section is the promo section. And in this section, what I'm doing is I'm giving the opportunity to original people that own and operate their own businesses to reach out to me for free promotion if they would like me to promote, their business, service or product or service, to reach out to me and I give them free promotion on my platform. And the reason why I'm not charging any money is to do my part in, you know, keeping the original dollar circulating in the original community. Because we are due reparations, but until we get it, we have to support one another and promote one another and, work with one another to make this liberation thing grow. Like, we have to work with each other. We got to look out for each other. So that's my contribution to that. Reach out to me if you need or would like some free promotion for your business, product, or service, and I will gladly promote it right here on my platform for free. And I'm not going to go into the details on my live because you can just go and listen to my previously recorded episode for my last full episode of the Narrator podcast to get, the instructions on how to get the free promotion. And then on my next section is my contest promotion. And what I'm doing in that section is I'm promoting a contest that I designed exclusively for this podcast, for my platform. And basically it's an incentive reward for listeners that's been supporting me since day one. And also to draw in new listeners to support me. Give them some incentive to support me. Basically, what I'm doing is giving away a bulk supply of your favorite snack for participating in the contest topic. So the name of the contest is the Chew On This contest. The topic is share your most recent shopping while black experience. And, and the contest entry is free. Don't want anything from you. I'm actually trying to give you something. So, it'll behoove you to enter the contest so you get a bulk supply of your favorite snack. And again, you can refer to my last full episode for instructions on how to enter the Chew On This contest. Now on my next section, after the contest promotion, is the highlight section. In the highlight section, what I'm doing is highlighting businesses owned and operated by original people. Original people, original men and women that own and operate their own business. And what I'm doing, and the reason why I'm doing that is to provide positive frames of reference about entrepreneurialism. In that section, basically what I try to attempt to do is, walk you through the proprietor's journey into becoming independent. Check 1, check 2, just a second. Yeah, so I'm walking you through their journey as a business owner. I'm trying to give you how they start their business, how they came up with the idea, why that particular product, how they got their inspiration, their funding, the creative process, any obstacles they faced, during the process. I'm trying to just basically give you the whole woo-wop and the whole woo-wham in that section. Some more things that I also do in the highlight section, some qualifying factors for the businesses. The business owners are just like regular people like you and me. They work 9 to 5 jobs. They didn't want to, continue doing that. They wanted to pursue something that they were passionate about. They stepped out on faith and found a way to make it happen. They didn't have an extensive educational background. They didn't have a whole lot of money to start They didn't have a whole lot of expertise to start, but they found a way to do it. They started their business and, found a way to make it thrive and flourish. And then in addition to that, the business that I highlight in the highlight section, they also, are involved in, got some type of community outreach going on. They hire their own, they, have their own nonprofit organization, or they pay into one, or, they support the community some type of way. And then the last qualifying factor I look at for the stories that I highlight in the highlight section is if their business aligns up with my theme. And my current theme is the season of winter, or the new year / the new year, because we're in January, even though technically it's not the new year, but, for all intensive purposes, winter / the new year. So that's what I do in the highlight section. On to my next section. The next section is my spotlight section. In my spotlight section, what I'm doing is I'm spotlighting prominent figures within our community. By prominent, I mean in the entertainment industry usually. So like I'm spotlighting actors, actresses, recording artists, comedians, public figures, writers, producers, entertainers, just anybody that got a public platform in the eye of the public, has a polarizing platform, and uses a platform in a positive way, represents us in a positive way, through philanthropy, through social activism, political activism, some type of philanthropy, some type of giving back, but definitely, speaking on our cause unapologetically on their platforms, and for that, I give them their roses, why they're here, I give, their little brief bio background and honor them in that way. So that's what you got to look for in the spotlight section. And something, not for nothing, well, it is for something because I'm finna say it. And I'm going to say it. I've been saying it, and ain't nobody pressed me to prove me wrong, so I must be right. I started the wave for spotlighting. Because before I added the spotlight to my podcast, nobody on the internet, on YouTube, on any public platforms anywhere, was spotlighting anybody until I added the spotlight section to my podcast. And as the old saying goes, imitation is the best form of flattery. So you can consider me very, very flattered. I'm not salty at all. There's so many people are spotlighting now because every time you take out your device, today, this week, we're spotlighting this person, etc., blase. The reason why I created the spotlight on my platform, I can't call why everybody else is doing it, but I definitely was doing it first. The only exception I would concede to people spotlighting anybody would be the Drink Champs podcast, but their entire show is a spotlight. See, I just start the way for the sections, people having a spotlight section, so that would be the only thing I would concede to, only exception I would say is the Drink Champs podcast, but I definitely created the way for spotlighting. But anyway, the reason why I did that is to create the healthy habit of talking about our brothers and our sisters in a positive way, acknowledging each other in a positive way, having something nice to say about one another. That's what I want to do in my podcast, to inspire that. To just, be online saying something nice about each other instead of something slanderous or something filled with gossip and lies and rumors and messiness and, spreading, the dirty line, airing out the dirty laundry online. I wanted to, just create a healthy trend where we're, congratulating each other and saying something nice, as opposed to, going back and forth and being petty online to one another. And that's why I do the spotlight section. But yeah, nobody was spotlighting anybody until I added a spotlight section to my platform, the Narrative Podcast.
You are now listening to the Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.
In a real way. All right, so after the spotlight section, I transitioned into the health and wellness section. And in the health and wellness section, basically what I'm doing is sharing tips about, how to maintain a healthy, active, fit lifestyle. I'm promoting total body wellness. And the reason why I'm promoting total body wellness is because we are under, so much, physical and mental duress as a people. Pretty much all illnesses these days are like aimed towards us. These mad scientists are up in the labs just cooking up some BS, putting it in our food, putting it in our air, putting it in our water and other products that we use on a daily basis. And then basically what I'm doing, in that section is basically sharing how to stay armored up, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So I'm just giving tips and tricks. For example, like on the physical side of it, like if I want to share something that you eat to promote wellness, the health benefits of a fruit, a vegetable, herb, plant extract, and or elixir that it will improve your vitality. A physical exercise, you can stay healthy, active, and fit. Mental exercises such as mindful breathing to stay mentally sharp. Meditation. I also do, metaphysical stuff. I talk about metaphysics in that section as well. So that's the type of things to be looking forward in my health and wellness section when I come to the health and wellness section. And like I said, the purpose of me doing that is to, help us stay armored up because, the powers that be want to destroy us. They're literally putting things in our food, air, water, supply that directly affects our unique genetic and cellular makeup and composition. They want to basically deteriorate and destroy and harvest our melanin. They can't have it, so they want to destroy it. They want to destroy us, by making us sick, by making us all ill. I already told you they're weaponizing the media. That also plays a role in health. Like, all that negativity bombards you. They keep on bombarding us with all that negativity and intentionally misrepresenting us as a people. That takes a toll on our health. That gets rooted and embedded in our psyche. And in our psyche, affects our subconscious, whatever is seeps down into your subconscious becomes reality. That's where reality starts, is in your subconscious. So all these negative images, all this negative audio that that weakens the immune system. So that compromises and weakens your immune system. That's why they call sicknesses, illnesses, dis-ease. Because the illness occurs when your mind is at dis-ease. So that's the whole purpose of the health and wellness section, is to give you tools to stay healthy, active, and fit, to combat, all these, mental things that they keep throwing at us, um, trying to like weaken our immune systems. Yeah, immune system, excuse me. Been a long day, guys. But after my health and wellness section, I transition into my speaking points of the day. And my speaking point is usually current events, whatever's trending currently, worldwide, or anything directly or sometimes specifically that pertains to our community. But if it's like happening worldwide, globally, I unpack it from our perspective. You know, I weigh in on whatever's happened globally from our perspective. And the reason why I'm doing that is to control the narrative. In that section, basically what I'm trying to do is to tell our story. Because history has showed us repeatedly, if you don't tell your story, you will have your story told for you. And that's precisely what the powers that be is doing to us right now. They're assigning us a story. They're telling us, you people are this and you people are that. And, they're assigning us, stigmas. So what I'm doing, I'm addressing current events from our perspectives. That's all I'm doing in that section. Sometimes I don't have anything to talk about, and in those instances, I just make an observation about us as a people, things we need to work on. And when I say we, I mean myself as well, because I am an original man. So anytime I say we, I mean me too. And so after the speaking point, I close out my segment with my final thoughts. And my final thought of the day is just like a gem, a pearl of wisdom, something, insightful, something profound, something that will excite and spark critical thinking, and just, something you like, wow, I never thought of it that way. I'm like, wow, that's a good point. That's what I do in my with my final thought of the day. That's all. So there you have it. That's the Narrative Podcast in its entirety, which you will have to look forward when you join me. So I know it's not an if thing. If you're listening right now, I know you're going to tune in this weekend and join me to hear, the entire full broadcast of the Narrative Podcast. So we speak positively around here. I know you guys are going to tune in to do that, to join me this weekend on the Narrative Podcast. So yeah, that's it. That's my entire format of the Narrative Podcast. I'm sorry, I just took that super duper long pause, but I was just looking at something. I got a message, but yeah. Um, so yeah, that's my the Narrator podcast in its entirety. I know you guys are going to join me this weekend. I'm broadcasting live, and speaking of live, um, when I'm live, a good way not to miss me when I'm live is to follow me on YouTube and subscribe to my channel, smash up the like, hit that notification bell, um, because I'm broadcasting to YouTube right now on this platform when I'm live. It broadcast directly to my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is just my name, Halsey Allen. That's a viewer channel. It's not exclusively for, the Narrative Podcast, but, that's definitely a way not to miss me when I'm live. And then another way not to miss me when I'm live is my Twitter, also Halsey Allen on Twitter. It's broadcasting live to Twitter right now. So, follow me on Twitter and you won't miss me when I'm live either. Yeah, that's it on my lives. So my commentary tonight I will be delivering is focus, staying focused. And what inspired this topic tonight actually was a comedian that I'm following. He had posted something. He was doing a reaction video. He was reacting to this brother mispronouncing, I'm probably mispronouncing too, Balenciaga. So he was doing a reaction video to this brother mispronouncing Balenciaga. But the brother was doing the Balenciaga protest. Remember that? People was like burning they Balenciagas because, they had caught backlash because they're going to sit up there and make a BDSM sadomasochist teddy bear. So, yeah. And so we hopped on that little trend and, like I said, I found it through it was a comedian reacting to, this brother mispronouncing the word Balenciaga, but there's so many layers there. I had to address it because there's so many layers. Layer number one, European approval. Because it's Balenciaga, and because it costs a lot of money and it's a designer European brand, we feel necessary to own it. I've already kind of addressed that on here, but I feel like I got to keep on addressing why are we letting Europeans dictate what is high fashion, high end fashion? Like, why are we taking their example, taking the example of people that think we are lower forms of life, that once owned us as slaves, that once financed some of those your high-end European fashion houses that you love so much, financed the slave trade, but you're buying their clothes. So why are we letting them dictate, what is high-end fashion when, we're the sauce, we're the drip. Nothing's popping until we put our stamp on it. So why are we giving our power away by purchasing things that's really like beneath us? Like high-end European fashion is like beneath us. Like we're the sauce, we're the drip. Like they should be running, giving us the clothes, begging us to wear them. They should be begging us to wear their clothes, cause like they're not even cool until we stamp it. So that's layer one that I wanted to address about the Balenciaga thing. The layer number two layer, or well, I guess I only got one other layer is just like, so while I get the outrage, I think we need to remain focused on our issues. And so, yeah, it was like an issue. If you have children, I can see some outrage behind that. You got to protect your children. And if you don't have children, you got to protect children from stuff like that. When these conglomerates um, do stupid stuff like that, irresponsibly use their product to push and promote agendas. So we do have to take a stance, but I would say be selective in the stances that we take as a people, because if it doesn't directly pertain to us, I often see it online that we take up causes that don't directly pertain to us. And we should be taking up causes that directly impact us and pertain to us. So not saying you shouldn't be sympathetic and empathetic to other people's plight and other people's causes, because that's, our true nature. We gods and goddesses of the universe. We kings and queens, so we have that high empathetic, sympathetic nature to us, that loving nature to us. We're just naturally lovers. Like, we are the most loving race on the planet. Except when it comes to our own. We love and empathize and sympathize with everybody else except each other. We'll sit up there and march in the cold rain for somebody else's cause. But nobody, it took, a global shutdown, government shutdown, for the world to care about our issues. They stood on that man's neck for 8 minutes before the whole world said, hey, that ain't right. Things that have been going on within our community since, the beginning of time, since the beginning of like America, since the beginning of any other country. They've been doing us dirty like that. And nobody batted an eye. Nobody tried to stop it. Nobody tried to say, hey, that's not fair. I mean, true to the fact, we did have, abolitionists during slave trade. We did have allies during slave times, but, globally, like, it's safe to say nobody really cares about us. Nobody cares and is concerned about our issues. Nobody uses their platforms to speak up and talk for us. When it's time to speak up and talk for us, like, there's no public outrage, outcry when we're hurt. When we're hurting, nobody, is like right there. When our women is being destroyed and coming up missing, none of these feminist groups, they're not outraged. Brittany Greer, she just got released. There was no outrage from the LGBT community that she's a part of. There was no global outrage that they was doing her like that. When it comes to our people, there's no like outrage and outcry and trying to reach in to help us. We just have to stand on our own and just take it. There's no help. Like, there's no, up and down your timelines. It's always like when a tragedy befalls some other people, it's prayers up for Palestine. It's prayers up for Paris. It's prayers up for, whoever, this, that, and the third. But when something happens in our community, if we don't post it, it ain't prayers up for this and that and such and this person and that person. Wasn't no prayers up for George Floyd. Wasn't no prayers up for um, Breonna Taylor. Wasn't no prayers up for Mike Brown and Elijah and all the slain victims. Other than us posting it, there wasn't no prayers up for Philando. So said all that to say, we hopped on that Balenciaga trend. We got to burn it. Oh, I guess I do got a final layer that I want to address, but we be hopping on just stuff that don't really directly concern us. We got to stay the course in this liberation thing. That's the only way we're going to turn the corner, is if we quit getting so dang on distracted. And I'm not saying have ice water running through your veins and not, use your platform to speak about something that you're passionate about. So, if you're a mother, of course, you would post something about Children's Safety Month or whatever, what have you, breast cancer awareness. I'm not saying stuff like that. I'm saying stuff that doesn't directly impact our community. Like, especially with these Fortune 500 companies, like they don't care if you don't support them. That's not striking a blow. That's not teaching them a lesson to burn something that you purchased. You bought it. You think they care if you burn their clothes? They don't care. Bruh, sis, they don't give a damn if you burn their clothes. They don't care if you wipe your butt on their clothes as long as you buy it. Because that's what they're going to do with them. Matter of fact, that's probably what they're going to start doing. They're going to intentionally make something racially offensive and then sell the product like with a Zippo lighter. Like here. Like, fuck you and here's your lighter, burn it if you want to. Excuse my language, I try not to curse, but certain situations call for it. Yeah, but that's, what I'm saying? That's the dumbest thing you can do is like burn this. Like, remember we was mad at H&M and then remember we was mad at Gucci. So what would burning Gucci and H&M, what would that do? What kind of blow would that strike? They're going to issue a BS apology, an insincere apology, and then they're going to keep on doing what they want to keep on doing. So, like, don't be stupid and just burn it. Like, the smart thing to do would be, like, to auction it off, sell it for whatever you can get, and donate it to something is going to impact our community. To a charity that is going to impact our community in a positive way. If you can't find one, create one with the money that you get from selling the brand that you don't want to support anymore. But don't burn it. That's dumb. Don't burn it. You can give it away to somebody, a less fortunate soul. You can give this stuff away to a less fortunate soul. But don't burn it. Don't pour bleach on it. You're not. Trust me, they don't care when you do stuff like that. When you go online on TikTok and burn the clothes and burn the product or pour bleach on it or throw it in the trash dumpster or in the garbage disposal, they don't care. As long as you bought it, they definitely do not care. Like, you already bought it. So, let's be smart with our platforms is all I'm saying. Let's, fight this thing strategically, intellectually, not off emotions. Because burning it is not going to strike a blow to the major conglomerate. They don't care. These Fortune 500 companies do not care about you getting in your feelings. And it's usually brands we shouldn't be supporting anyway. Why would you, It's your money. You can purchase whatever you like, whatever brings you joy. Like, to each their own. If you want to wear some Fendi, if you want to wear some Gucci, if you want to wear some Louis Vuitton, Balenciagas, if you got the bread for it, if you want to do it, it's your money. You can do it. But just know it comes at a consequences because they don't give a damn about your black ass. And they keep on showing you and showing you and telling you and telling you, but you go and buy it anyway. Instead of supporting your own. Because there's like millions of black high-end fashion designers you could be supporting that looks way, way more drippy than these like Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Armani and all them high-end fashion people, European fashion people. Like they just come up with like dumb, stupid designs. Like can't even practically wear it. Like y'all wearing like bird cages on your head because it's like high-end European fashion. Like big bus window stunner shades. Like teach their own. Like if that makes you happy, oh well. Like buy it if you want to, but just know it comes with a consequence. They don't care about you at all. They're not going to hire you at all. When you go into their store, they're not going to be courteous to you at all. Like all the thousands of videos I done seen, people getting done dirty at like those shops in Melrose. Just because you got the bread to go don't mean you should go. I mean, like I said, it's your money. You can do whatever you want to with it, but like that done has celebrities. It wasn't too long ago I seen Jim Jones post something when they was doing him dirty in like a Louis store. Like, hey, they don't care about you. But what's funny though is we don't applaud honesty. We like being lied to. Tommy Hilfiger was honest enough to get on Oprah Winfrey show and say, hey, I didn't design my clothes for you people. But we got mad at him. Why you get mad at the Cobra? Like, why do we get mad at the Cobra? The Cobra has a hood, right? I'm going to have to break this up into two parts. So I'm going to probably have to stop this live and pop back in. But, this is just one episode, but I'm going to stop it right here. Just because it's kind of acting a little funny, but I'm still going to expound on it and plug on in what I got going on for you guys today. But I'm still here on live, so don't like tune out. Just keep it locked. I'm gonna end it right here, my live, but I'm gonna pop back in. It's still the same live. It might appear as like a different episode, but it's the same one. So just a heads up. I'm still here. All right, I'm gonna stop it here for a second.